Looking for a place to find the true meaning of the phrase is more fun in the Philippines?
Manila has it all.
In the late 16th century, Manila was a walled Muslim settlement whose ruler levied customs duties on all commerce passing up the Pasig River. Spanish conquistadors, under the leadership of Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, the first Spanish governor, general of the Philippines, entered the mouth of the river in 1571. They destroyed the settlement and founded the fortress city of Intramuros in its place. Manila became the capital of the new colony. Outside the city walls stood some scattered villages, each ruled by a local chieftain and each centered on a marketplace. As Spanish colonial rule became established, churches were built near the marketplaces where the concentration of population was greatest. Manila spread beyond its walls, expanding north, east, and south, linking together the market, church complexes as it did so. The propagation of Roman Catholicism began with Augustinian friar Andres de Ordaneta, who accompanied the expedition of 1571. He was followed by Franciscan, Dominican, Jesuit, and other Augustinian priests who founded churches, convents, and schools. In 1574, Manila was baptized under the authorization of Spain and the Vatican as the distinguished and ever-loyal city, and became the center of Catholicism as well as the Philippines' San Agustin, Manila. The Manila area became the center of anti-Spanish sentiment in the 1890s, and the execution of Filipino patriot Jose Rizal in the city in December 1896 sparked a year-long insurrection. During the Spanish-American War, the Spanish fleet was defeated at Manila Bay on May 1, 1898, and on August 13, the city surrendered to the U.S. forces. It subsequently became the headquarters for the U.S. administration of the Philippines. The U.S. period was one of the general social and economic improvement for the city. U.S. policy encouraged gradual Filipino political autonomy, and to help achieve this goal, public schools were established in Manila and throughout the archipelago. The University of the Philippines, founded in 1908, became the apex of the educational system. The city developed into a major trading and tourist center. Upon the outbreak of World War II, Manila was declared an open city and was occupied by the Japanese in January 1942. The city suffered little damage during the Japanese invasion, but was leveled to the ground during the fight for its recapture by U.S. forces in 1945. Manila was in shambles when in 1946 it became the capital of the newly independent Republic of the Philippines. The city was rapidly rebuilt. However, with U.S. aid, a significant change in its appearance was brought about by industrialization. In 1948, suburban Quezon City was chosen as the site of a new national capital. But in 1976, Manila again became the capital and the permanent seat of the national government. Manila Metropolitan Manila experienced rapid growth in the late 20th century, which helped establish it as a major economic center in the Pacific region.
Manila's wide range of cultural influences spanning different historical and cultural periods, American, Spanish, Chinese, and Malay, clearly reflect the turbulent history of the city and country aspects, the rich cultural heritage towards the latest contemporary art developments. Feast of Black Nazarene. It is one of the most famous religious processions of the Philippines. Thousands of people gather in Quiapo, Manila and celebrate the figure of Christ, a statue built more than 2 centuries ago. In this procession, barefoot men and women join and walk for hours through the streets of the city. Really interesting. Santo Niño. Manila has many religious festivals. The celebration of the Santo Niño makes Filipino decorate their streets, especially the district of Tondo and Pandacan, with striking colors and decoration, dancers and music. A good show to discover this festival during your trip. Battle of Manila. Every 3rd of February, the capital of the Philippines celebrates the release of its territory during the World War II in 1945. The celebration is more than discreet than others festival in Manila, but citizens still celebrate their identity as a city and as a country.
The Nagtaan Bridge along Accent Avenue flaunts art underneath. We're talking about the column supporting the flyover. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, also known as MMDA, together with the National Commission of Culture and the Arts, NCCA, commissions students from different universities to help spread awareness of the richness of Filipino culture and heritage through art. The stone columns were transformed with the colorful murals of Andres Bonifacio, Magellan, and Filipino ethnic groups. The second one is Lakbay para sa Kapayapaan in Quezon City. In 2013, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or also known as the AFP, together with civilian volunteers, inaugurated the world's largest peace mural called Lakbay para sa Kapayapaan. The mural stretched 3.7 kilometers from White Plains Avenue to EDSA, the called Boni Serrano Avenue in Quezon City. According to lead artist A.G. Sanyo, the walls are divided into three parts: sovereignty, beauty, and bayanihan. For him, it is a significant way to tell stories and deliver a message. This project is about breaking barriers that prevent us from moving forward. I was convinced of this when I saw soldiers painting alongside children of rebels. Artist A.G. Sanyo said in a statement. The third is Andres Bonifacio Monument. The monument stands on a base in the shape of an octagon, which symbolizes the first 8 provinces placed under martial law for revolting against Spain, and the 80 rays in the Philippine flag. There are 3 steps leading to the monument, which represents the 3 centuries of Spanish rule.
2 dishes every visitor should try in the Philippines. Halo-halo. The word halo-halo or halo-halo can translate to something that's been mixed together, like this halo-halo dessert. The halo-halo recipe is truly a Pinoy dessert, which contains shaved ice, evaporated milk, sugar, or some syrup, sweet beans, sweet banana, nata de coco, garbanzos, jelly, makapuno, sago, gulaman, sweet jackfruit, ubi halaya, and leche plant. Although it doesn't necessarily mean you need to have all ingredients to make it, but the shaved ice, evaporated milk, and sugar needs to be there all the time. This is the best way to do it if you want to know how to make halo-halo.
Kare-kare is a type of Indian stew with a rich and thickly sauce. It is a popular dish in the Philippines, served during special occasions. The traditional recipe is composed of ox tail. There are instances where both ox tripe and tail are used. The vegetable components of the dish are string beans, eggplant, bok choy, and banana blossoms. Lightly browned toasted ground rice is used to thicken the sauce.
The National Museum, a trust of the government, is an educational, scientific, and cultural institution that acquires documents, preserves exhibits, and fosters scholarly study and public appreciation of works of art. Specimens and cultural and historical artifacts representative of the unique cultural heritage of the Filipino people and the national history of the Philippines. San Agustin Church in Manila should be on the itinerary of anyone with an interest in history or architecture. Located inside the historic walled city of Intramuros, this Roman Catholic Baroque style church is a UNESCO World Heritage. Built by the Spaniards in the 16th century, the church has survived a major earthquake in 1863 as well as the ravages of World War II. You cannot miss this church when you are out and about Intramuros, but we recommended booking a tour through your hotel.
And lastly, Fort Santiago. The Rizal Shrine Museum features displays of memorabilia relating to national hero Dr. Jose Rizal, executed by the Spanish in 1896 for being one of the leaders of the Philippine Revolution. The fort includes the recreation of his cell and his courtroom, where his trial was held. Now you know why it's more fun in the Philippines.